Hello and welcome. Happy New Year to all our viewers on the ThePapare.com. We are starting off a brand new year with an interesting game here on the weekend at Maitland Crescent. Probably the first match that we're seeing being played here at the Maitland Crescent as we kick off 2015. And joining me in the commentary box today, looking over two very interesting team sheets as CH take on Kandy at their home ground, is Dinuk Bhaskaran. Dinuk, welcome. Happy New Year to you. And what do you see as the big changes to this Kandy lineup? We're seeing Nigel Ratwat not starting. We're seeing Fazil Marija not starting as well. Clearly, they have been rested. Do you think that'll impact Kandy's performance today?
Thank you, Shanaka, and Happy New Year to all the viewers. That might not. It depends on how CH play, but CH also have lost their foreigners. They're not that full strength side which we saw before the break. But of course, they've given an opportunity to Arshad Jamaldin, and we'll see how he goes. They gave some opportunities to Debian Ratwat, who had a mixed bag actually in the season, not consistent. But we'll see how Arshad Jamaldin goes and all the other new players who have got an opportunity.
Arshad Jamaldin starting at the fly half position, and we have Tarindu Chanaka, the brother of Nuan Chamara and Prasad Chaturanga, the youngest of those three, who is starting in the fullback berth. And we also have Dhanush Dayan, who turns out on the wing, this tall, lanky wing three-quarter with a lot of pace on him. He's starting on the left wing, so should be an interesting game for him as well. And for CH, the main change is that Rimzi Jamaldin, the fourth highest point scorer in the league so far, is not starting today's game, and he will be replaced by Dinesh Lakshan, the former Josephian, also known as Kotia, and he kicks off the game straight into the hands of Sashika Jawardena, the much improved Kandy flanker. Takes the ball up, and immediately CHNFC, like we saw them against Sia, conceding penalties at the start.
Yeah, they need to cut this down, Shanak, if they have to move on from this place. Also, referees, today's referee is Just Wong from Singapore. He's an IRB touch as well. Met him at the Dubai 7, so he'll be here for today and tomorrow. As Kandy bring back play inside the 22 for the first time, so they immediately gain territory soon after the penalty of CH, which they need to cut down, Shank.
Nearly a 40-meter gain there. Lovely technique on that punt from Arshad Jamaldin. Recovered nicely from that ACL injury that he picked up playing for Royal in his final year. And you can see, as you look at him, Dinuk is off screen at the moment, but as you look at him, you can see how much he's worked on that lower body and making sure those muscles protect his knee. So first line out for Kandy. They go to Sean Vijay at the back. It's untidy, but they manage to set it up again. And they seem to have, that's good tight work from Sean Vijay setting up that maul after they'd lost the ball. Chilanka Samaravira coming through the middle and doing well to pull that down. It's not a collapse. And that's interesting defense from CH, shooting up in the line, but it's a lovely ball out from Arshad Jamaldin. Beautiful ball. And scoring the try is Tarindu Chanaka. Early dose for CHNFC, and a wonderful try there created by CHNFC, coming up too fast in defense, allowing Jamaldin room to run, and a lovely floated pass for Chanaka to score, Dinuk.
Yeah, brilliant work from Jamaldin. Nice touch first up inside the 22 attacking, and he split the defense right throughout. Then a nice short pass to Pradeep Lianage, threw it wide out to Tarindu Chanaka, known as Bunty. Scores the first try of the match.
Excellent distribution there. Jamaldin was always known for his kicking when he played at Royal. He didn't really blossom in his time at Police, but if he's able to bring those distribution skills to the party, then Fazil Marija's absence might not be felt as clearly as we thought it might be before the start of this game.
Yes, Shanak, and this is something the Kandy needs to work up because they know that Fazil Marja won't be there for too long for them, and this may be a maximum couple of seasons. So they need to look for a fly half. So they're working on Arshad Jamaldin and Damien Ratwat. Whoever comes good will slot in there.
And the kick successful as well. So creating the try and converting it. So 7 points for Kandy in the first couple of minutes of play. And it's going to be a long afternoon for the CH boys, especially without the foreign players, Dinuk, because it has been a bit of a tough time administratively for this club that has tried to resurrect its rugby, but unfortunately looks like this might even be the last game that we see them play in this 2014-15 season, because there are rumors that they might not have the financial resource to actually go through and complete the season. So that's something that we're going to have to wait and see. I'm sure the authorities won't want that, but there is a danger of that happening, which is really sad. How the game has come to a standstill almost at this very old club.
Yes, Shanak, and if that happens, I think not only the players, the members of the club, and even the fans of CH will be very disappointed to see. And they had so much hope after getting so many players from other clubs this season, and it's a shame if they cannot complete a season for the first time after getting so much players from other clubs.
Absolutely, and big punt there from Roshan Veeraratne at the back, resulting in a mistake from Hamza Hassan, who was positioned well, but didn't expect the up and under. He expected a longer touch kick and knocked it on in trying to collect. Hamza, part of the third row today with his captain Radhisha Seniviratne on the open side and Chilanka Samaravira on the blind side. They're going to have their work cut out for them because Kandy's going to run at them all day. Kandy also have made a positional shift with Buoneka Udangamua starting at number 8. Watch for him off the back of this scrum. Sean Vijayasinghe moving to a very unfamiliar position at second row. Here's Jamaldeen. The inside ball to Pongi Koto. This man who played his club rugby in Japan, a deadly ball carrier, but not as deadly on that occasion as he knocks it on.
Shanak, another inclusion for the Kandy foreigners club, I would say. They have brought in this Japanese and Christopher Cleat is outside today, maybe due to an injury. And we'll see Quentin Crocker later, who is in the bench. And Oscar Uma also was good in the centres, I would guess, but he's been moved once again to that number 7 position where he started for Kandy. Do you think it's a correct option?
Well, I think with the absence of Christopher Clutie, it is a good option. Hamza Hassan, very explosive off the base there, but brought down in the end by Roshan Veeraratne. But good go-forward ball. And that's a massive hit by Oscar Uma on the CH ball carrier, but they managed to return it. Now Roshan Alvis goes to ground and is isolated. Good ball retention again by CH. They have shown patches of brilliance this season, but once again it was only lasted about 10 seconds because they've coughed it up. And now Tharindu Chanaka will go onto his left boot. This is Janit, the former St. Joseph's boy, clearly looking into the sun there and not able to judge that ball at all. Probably should have had Rajitha Sanzoni come in there, call for it, because he was going forward and not backwards. So these are the little understandings, lots of changes for CH and FC as well, because Rajitha Sanzoni hasn't started a lot of games this season, so he's still new to these games, so tough times.
Yeah, Shanak, it was Ioni who was there in the fullback position against CR. He was very good, but then these changes will tell a lot on the CH players, as Sansoni trying to kick it and into touch, and quickly Tharindu Chanaka from the back saw the defense coming up and said not to take that quick line out. And I'm also impressed with this guy Dhanush Dan Chanaka. He's a very tall guy who has a lot of speed, played for Sri Lanka under 20. Unfortunately missed his final school season at St. Anthony's, but he's a guy I think we can look forward to in the future, even for Sri Lanka.
Certainly, I think so too. He's got a good skill set. I'd just love to see him work a little bit more on his hip mobility and also his lower body strength, because he's really got some great height on him. He'll be good to see him in the air as well, but he's got to develop that lower body strength. I already see him with a taped up leg, and that's something that he's got to put right in the gym over the next season, Dinuk. But I expect big things from him too.
Yeah, he has put on weight actually. After seeing from the school season last season, he didn't play except for a couple of matches, but no, he has put on weight. I think he's working on, so hopefully one day for Sri Lanka.
Scrum for CH, the last scrum was good, this one not so good, and referee saying pushing up in the scrum, so you're standing up, the prop forwards, and that'll be a welcome relief. Arshad Jamaldeen getting involved early on. A little bit of a scuffle with the CHNFC captain Radhisha Seniviratne. Jamaldeen used to be faulted for his defence in his days at Royal Dinuk, but I think that has changed a lot. Coming into club rugby, you really have to take on the opposition, and that's something that he has shown a willingness to do. So I don't think any of the coaches will mind a little bit of aggression early on.
Yeah, that was not part of his game initially when he was playing for Royal. He used to be very calm, collective, and his defense is also has improved, as you said, and hopefully for the future for Kandy Sports Club and for Sri Lanka and this sort of players. What impressed me of Jamaldin a lot is his kicking. He's been brilliant from the school season, and if he can continue that form, I think Sri Lanka will have options like Riza Mubarak and Arshad Jamaldin coming in the ranks in the future.
Certainly will be. Rajat Sanzoni, another left footer on the park today, puts that ball just over the halfway line. So CH already trailing 7 points to nil. Will try and get some possession and hold on to some possession. They've really not had much ball in all the games that they've played. And that's another overthrow. Hamza Hassan playing in the number 8 position but throwing the ball into the line out. This is Pongi Koto. Musin Falil trying to get to the outside man. Lavanga Pereira misses the tackle. Lovely step inside, and this is going to be a try again. Wonderful try. One more time. This is going to be Taridu Chanak, I think. On the far side, a lovely break from Pongi. In fact, it was Pradeep Lianage who's in that centre berth outside Pongi Koto. And a lovely step inside. I thought Mushin Falil might have managed to push him outside, but the experience of Lianage just swaying the hips, coming inside, and a simple try for the big man.
Brilliant try. This is something Kandy was missing in the early parts of the season, the deadly back line, back division they used to have. And it's nice to see this Japanese player coming into the mix and making things happen. But the team will be tested in future when they come up against better defensive teams. But as long as the first occasion for Pongi, he's been brilliant.
Yes, he has. Good to see him distributing the ball, Dinuk, because that's something that a lot of the foreign players who come in here don't do. They try to take on and do everything themselves. But it's good that if you can draw defenders and put these good backs into space, then Kandy will be looking good. A lovely kick there from the corner flag for Arshad Jamaldin. Looks like he's going to make today his day, playing against a lot of the friends that he played with in school. So he will want to prove a point to them. A lovely kick. The first conversion was also successful. And that one from the right touchline, probably the most difficult kick in a match for a right-footed kicker. And he does it brilliantly.
Not much wind also, Shanak, and they've been. I was in Kandy for the past week or so, and there was so much wind and also rain. So he would have been preparing himself with much difficult conditions up there in Nithavala.
Certainly would have, as Gayan Ratnayaka takes that restart nicely. And a good drive by the Kandy forwards. Not held in the tackle, says a ref. And that's a lovely drive straight from the kickoff. Jamaldin. Sean Vijay Singh pointing to the space, and he follows his captain's instructions. And that might have just gone a little bit too far. And Rajat Sanzoni does well to kick it out because he realized he had taken it over the try line himself. So he had to manage to manufacture some space for him under the chase of Pradeep Lianage, and it's taken quickly. And the wraparound pass was not good from Roshan Veeraratne. And it was knocked forward, so Kandy will have the scrum, and you'd back them to score from here, Dinuk.
Yes, I would, and I would like to see Buona Kodangamo breaking up that number 8 spot here, which he's starting for the first time, and to see how he goes from there. But quick thinking there, but also up in defense for the CHNFC players. And it's a 5-meter scrum. You back Kandy with this backs to score from here on.
Well, let's see what Udangamu does. Dinuk, I'm not a fan of these positional changes this late in your career, especially when a guy is 20 years old. Takes a lot of experience to play number 8 at this level. Experience in playing the position. Here he goes. Kandy And there it is, and that's what I was talking about. He took the tap. He knew that he probably should have been able to score off the back of that scrum that was going forward. He needs to know when to pick the ball up, and sometimes you can walk the ball over, but you've got to know when your tight five has hit a block, and you have to know when you have to pick it up and go on your own as a number 8. He didn't do that, and then he was anxious to make amends for that, and then conceded the penalty. So these are the things that I think Kandy coach Johan Taylor needs to look at as well in the long run, because if Udankamu is going to play in some of these big games, then you've got to ask yourself, do you have the proper back row to do some damage?
Shanak, agree with you, but the option that they have at the moment is Sudangamu to play at number 8, and I don't think even Sean Vijayasinghe will be continuing too long after this season. So Kandy has to look into a lot of places come next season or the season after, as CHNFC win their own line out, put a high kick on to Lavanga Pereira. Counter-attack move is Tarandu Chanaka. Now Pongi with the ball. Jamaldin on the outside. As Lianage with space. He takes 2 and bumps off. And setting it up just outside the 22 is Kandy Sports Club. And a turnover made by CHNFC. And they'll be looking to clear from here on. As the ball comes off Sansoni. And he pops it off inside to Dinshan Kalniagor to touchdown. Safe move, Shanaka?
Well, he didn't really have much of an option, Raja Sanzoni. If he held on to it, he would have been overrun. And if the pass to Kalniagor was a little better, he might have been able to do something and get that ball into touch. But Sanzoni did the right thing in the end. But again, seeing the turnover being made from CH and then losing that ball, it's just the basic mistakes that they're making. The second try was because of a lost line-out that they conceded the try, and this time it was just a simple pass from scrum half to fly half that went astray. So they're putting themselves under pressure rather than allowing the other team to do it. And now we notice that Sean Vijayasinghe has gone to the back of this scrum. So you can see that he's realized also that you need some experience at the back of a 5-meter scrum. See whether he can do better. Here he goes, dribbling the ball, and also not a great bit of work from Sean. Should have controlled that ball a little better. Kick taken. Tarindu Chanaka Andre. Dhanush Dayan runs a good angle in support. Chanaka looks to go himself. Lovely stepping, but Chilanka Samaravira gets a hand in there. Lucky not to get penalty given against him for deliberate knockdown. But again, good vision from Dhanush Dayan there. As soon as Chanaka picked the ball up, he went on the outside, created the gap, created some disarray in the defense, and that's good to see guys working off the ball, especially when you're a wing 3/4.
That's what I admire most, Shanaka, when I watch international games. I normally watch the support players than the ball carriers. So the angles they run is fantastic, and it's nice to see locals working on it. And that's one area, if we try to improve and avoid contact area and run lines like this, we'll be better off in the sevens.
That's something to look forward to for sure. Using Pongiito on the decoy. Lovely pass to Pradeep Lianage, and quick hands out to Lavanga Pereira again. And Kandy almost on the line, looking for someone to give it to. They're all lining up here. And over for the try is the hooker, Uchita Jayasuriya. Kishore Jahan did the hard work, held the ball up nicely for his front row forward partner to fall over the line for one of the easiest tries he's going to score. So again, good slick movement from that back division, Dinuk, and that's something that the other teams, especially Havelocks and Navy, will be looking at and thinking, oh dear, these guys might just have regained top form.
Yeah, that's one sign which the other clubs have to look forward to. But with this defense, I think Navy and Havelocks, as you said, will have a much more defensive plan than this. But what I liked in that try was Shanaka, after that ball which was switched throughout to the wing 3/4 on the right, and then the forwards combining with the backs is something that is nice to see. And the finishing off is Uchita Jayasuri. Is another fantastic player. He has a lot of speed, and he used to come and run around with playing tap rugby with us up in Kandy. So he's one guy who has immense speed in that forward pack for Kandy.
Arshad Jamaldeen hasn't missed a kick yet this afternoon, so it's 21 points to 0. in favor of the favorites, Kandy. They are sitting at the second place in the points table so far, but this game will probably take them to first place once again because they had played a game less than Navy, who are at the top. So if it continues like this, it could be a proper drubbing for CHNFC, not the way they would like to finish off their campaign, if indeed it's the last match. And it's a real shame because there's a good bunch of players here. There are some good talent guys like Ganidu Lakshan, Chilanka Samaravira, some good tall boys who are good line-out exponents to use for the Sri Lanka team as well. Guys like Dinesh Lakshan, Dilshan Kalaniagoda, Mushin Falil, guys who can make the grade if they work hard. Rajat Sansoni, who has been a star player in his juniors. So it's a real shame if these guys do not get the opportunity to continue their rugby.
So another question: if CHNFC decides not to continue, can these players move clubs for the second round of the season?
Well, I think they may be able to because CHNFC will obviously give them release letters to free them of their contracts. So we'll have to wait and see who will want to take these players in midstream. And I think Janit Chanaka is being replaced here, and he's being replaced by the number 11, Dushant Piris. Janit Chanaka seems like he has come off with a shoulder injury. Hamza Hassan needs to find one of his jumpers here. They've got two of the best line-out jumpers. Chilanka Samaru is an excellent line-out jumper, but again, clearly no coordination in the lifters. Pongi runs the decoy, and it's put high by Arshad Jamaldeen. Taken well in the end by the CH defender. It's good to see a bit of tactical kicking coming from Kandy as well. As brilliant a player as Fazil is, he's never been good on the kicking game. I mean, his kicking out of hand could have been better throughout his career, and that would have made him a complete all-round fly half. But this guy has got that aspect to the game as well, so the forwards will like this.
Yeah, they will. And the other thing, what I'm impressed is this season, Coach Taylor wanted to have this kicking game right throughout in the first season, but there were. That's why he tried on Damien Ratwat. He moved Fasil to the outside center position, but then it didn't work too. So it's nice to see something is working for the Kandy team with Arshad Jamaldeen, who can give a lot of position to the forwards and the team.
Here he goes now, Jamaldeen with a little bit of a pop, and lovely work there. Almost to the line himself, looks for the pop. Decides to hold on to it. He's got a penalty coming as well. Lovely little dummy. Pongi Ito gives a flat pass out to Dhanush Dayan, does he score? Yes. Yes, he does. Dhanush Dayan scores the fourth try, and already the bonus point for Kandy. This looks like it's going to be an absolute rout.
It has been, and the last time Kandy scored 4 tries early in the season against the Air Force in the first half. So it's nice to see all these players working together. And Arshad Jamaldeen has been fantastic, and he has grabbed the opportunity given with both hands. And now players will have to fight for this number 10 jersey. And with his kicking, he has an edge in future.
Well, speaking of grabbing with both hands, just going back to that try, it was a beautiful dummy. He actually let the ball go when he faked that pop to Pongi Ito. The defense stopped a little bit, and he regathered his own fake and just sliced through the middle between Kalaniagoda and Mushin Falil. A lovely bit of skill, and that's just how talented the man is. And he would be having a perfect day if not for that horrendous little pigtail that he's got from the back of his head. Playing the way he is, you can forgive that though. Lovely strike again, but the wind just taking it a little bit further away. So that's the first kick that he's missed all day, the fourth of his attempts. So it's 26 points to 0 in the first half. And CHNFC are now beginning to walk to the restart rather than jog to it. And as the afternoon progresses, I think that walk will become slower and slower. It's tough to play a team that's playing at the top of their game, especially without foreign players. I mean, it is pretty much impossible to compete without foreign players when your other team has them.
Yeah, that's one thing Air Force missed, and they have brought in also. But CH and FC, I was expecting. I didn't know when I walked into the park that the foreign players have not come back after they left after that CR game in that night. So, as Kandy Sports Club regain position, Roshan Veeratna putting in that high ball. Hamza Hassan taking it once again, looking into the sun, and gives it to Rajitha Sansoni. Steps off Shashika Jayawardena, steps off Danush Dayan, and gets into a contact and gives a nice pass inside as CHNFC once again kicking position into Tarandu Chanaka, who puts in a high kick.
Musin Falil taking this one, dragged down by the kicker. Chanaka chasing through. Good chase by the kicker, and he wins the penalty for his team. Musin holding on. And again, it was a good bit of work by Rajitha Sansoni to run that ball out. But again, no real structure, no faith in coming back and actually winning the contact. And it was a kick put in there by the fly half Muru Hebavasam. And unfortunately, that kicked straight down the throat of Chanaka, who made the most of it.
Chanaka is another player that the coaches and the team management team will be looking at for Kandy. Nigel Ratwat has cemented the place at number 15. He's been rested this for this match, and Tarandu Chanaka has been given another opportunity. And let's see how he goes in the remainder of the match as Kandy move just outside the 22, Chanaka.
I really have a lot of time for him as a player, Dinuk Tarandu Chanaka. I think he's Roshan Veeraratne. He's had a quiet game. Pongito straight through. Roshan Dialog getting bumped off there in the tackle. Lovely drive there from Pongi. But they've turned it over. CH, know how they managed that. But Mushin Falil now gets a chance to run. He's isolated again. But his forwards get there and they do well to do so. Ganidu Lakshan has the good sense to give it to Rajitha Sansoni, who can't kick it out on the full. And doing well is Lavanga Pereira. Puts the long ball inside to Chanaka. Chanaka looks and decides to go to his boot. Nice spotting of space there. Lovely kick. An outstanding kick. And this is why I have so much time for him, Dinuk, because his elder brother Nuan Chamara was someone I worked quite closely with at CRNFC for quite a few years. And the way he read the game, the talent that he had, it was just a fitness problem for him. But the talent that he had, if half of that has been transferred to Tarandu Chanaka, this guy's going to be an amazing player.
Yeah, Chanaka, and even his elder brother Chaturanga. I think he was rushed too soon after school. Was Prasad Chaturanga. Didn't have a good club season in Kandy. He was in and out competing with the likes of Amjad Bucks. Then Salia Kumara came. He didn't have a good time there. But Tarandu Chanaka, if he follows Nuan Chamara and his brother, who has been very good in the school season and the club, as you said, he will be one good player in the future to look at.
Ganidu Lakshan winning that one nicely at the front for CH. They need a bit more of that if they are to compete in this game. They've got a lot of heart, but just not the weight and skill at the moment. Muru waits for it at the back. Sansoni. In fact, it's Dinesh Lakshan who takes this one. Doesn't find a lot of space. And Kandy will have another opportunity to attack just about 28 meters outside the CH line. And you can see the Kandy body language has also got a little less intense. They know they've got the bonus point and they wrap this game up. So they're probably just going to go through the motions. Sashika. Jamaldeen. Sashika Jayawardena here. Pradeep Leonage steps inside. Roshan Veeraratne looks to Sean Vijay Singh. Here the forwards in the back line. Gayan Ratnayaka carrying the ball there. Sean Vijay Singh are picking up and trying to keep the game tight now. You can see how they've quickly changed the game plan a little bit just to see whether they can execute this one as well. Another pick and go. They need to double up here. Lovely to spinning out of the tackle though by Sashika Jayawardena. A strong run by him. Not missing Chris Clutie too much today. Veeraratne Long ball out to Lavanka Pereira. That's just a little bit behind him, but he managed to pick the ball up. And Chilanka Samaravira, he's just a couple of paces in front. Kishore Jahan takes it quickly. Looks for Tarindu Chanaka. Lovely step inside by Pradeep Lianage. He's got eyes for the try line, and that's a try for Laya. Probably could have given it outside first time, but he wants his hat-trick today, and that's the second of his tries in order for that. So Kishore Jahan taking it quickly. Shaun Vijay Singh spotting the lovely pass to the open man, Tarindu Chanaka, who unselfishly offloaded for Laya to score. So this is looking like it's the Kandy line of old, Dinuk.
Yeah, it is, and nice to see Pradeep Lianage back in action. He missed the season last year, and he didn't start early. Still, that Havelocks game where Kandy scored that last try up in Kandy, and in that game he was instrumental. He came in, he carried a lot of ball on the outside, helped scoring tries, and with Anuruddha Vilvara he was excellent. And nice to see him scoring some points here today, and once again holding off a couple of players to score that try is Pradeep Lianage. So he's getting strong as the conversion to come from Arshan Jabaldin. Pretty much the same position he kicked the first one too.
Maybe a slightly easier kick, but see whether he gets whatever he didn't get correct this time. Yes, he looks like he's read the wind, but oh, just a little bit of a bad luck. But he'd done the adjustment, Dinuk, and that's the sign of an intelligent player. He'd read the wind. It was just a hair's breadth, 6 inches to the wrong side, but he'd done the adjustment from his last kick, and that's good to see for players who are thinking, who realize this is what I need to change in order to be successful, and that's good to see from a coach's point of view.
Yeah, more importantly during a game, Shanaka, to think that way and change your game plan or tactics according to it is excellent to see from a young fly half.
It's taken well there by Gayan Ratnayaka. He's done well in the restarts, Gayan Ratnayaka. Clearly you see that Johan Taylor has worked on that aspect. Udangabua. The Dharmaraja Centre, lovely ball off to Oscar Ouma, who steps the sevens player, showing his skills. Good tackle there by the CH player, and now Lavanga Pereira has a chance. CH scrambling back in defence. Hamza Hassan turning that ball over somehow. And now they've won themselves a penalty, CH. No, they haven't actually. They've managed to turn it over again, so clearly CH don't want anything to do with the ball in this half. Sasika Jayawardene stepping in. I'm not sure that was the right move, but it might come off for them. Jamaldeen needed to call his men over onto the open side. Instead, he came back into the traffic. A little bit of experience there. Kandy still being devastating from the restart, so it's important. You can see how important the restart is, Dinuk. I mean, we go on about it, how other teams are really not that competent at the restart, and you can see why it's so important, especially after you've scored and you're receiving the ball. You've got to really drive the nail into the opposition's coffin.
Yeah, Shanak, I agree with you 100% on that. And most international teams also work so much on their restarts, and I think the Sri Lankan clubs and then that transfer to that international circuit should be good on the restart, as looks like a high tackle, and it'll be a warning, I guess, just not reaching the pockets, just giving a warning there to Oscar Uma.
Nothing intentional about that. It's difficult to tackle Hamza Hassan below the knees or below the waist. Especially for Oscar Umu, who's such a big guy. Hamza's not the tallest man in the world, so I think the referee realized there was no malice there. It was just a little reckless. But people talk a lot about his brother Bilal, but this guy sometimes gets a little lost in the smoke, because he's a very, very good number 8. He's very explosive from the base, and in fact I think in terms of breaking from the base and setting up the wingers and the number 9s, he makes a lot of ground and makes it at pace. So that's something that a lot of people miss, because he's probably been in the shadow of his elder brother for a large part of his career. But you can see his ability at the back of the scrum in this match as well.
Yeah, first time I saw him was in Bradby in school when he was playing for Royal. He was instrumental, very good in defense and attack. Scored a couple of tries in that leg, if I'm correct, at Royal Complex, and I think he deserves a better place in the name list or the categories which they put in.
Kaidu Lakshan winning the number 2 ball again. That's a sensible rugby from CHNFC. That's not sensible because Rajat Sanzoni, the left-footed kicker, puts it out on the full, taken back into the 22. And that's a little bit of inexperience again. I think they should have been looking for Dinesh Lakshan, the right-footed kicker there, looking to him to clear the ball from that side of the field. And these are little details you miss when you don't have enough practice, Diruk, and this ground has been unavailable because of cricket matches and because of rain and all that. So CH have really had a tough lick of it.
Yeah, a lot of cricket is being played, especially with the World Cup coming up in February. As Kandy regain ball, gives it to Arshad Jamaldeen, looking for his decoy runners. Pereira comes in support, pop pass from Tandu Chanaka as Dayan steps off couple of players and he drops the ball 4 meters or 5 meters close to the try line. So once again, good pace shown by Dayan there, cutting off a couple of players, then stepping in. But then that last offload didn't come as he would like to, and good support line, good support there from the other players of the Kandy Sports Club too, but just missed that pass channel.
Yeah, it was a lovely step from Dayan off his left foot, completely wrong foot of the CH defence who overran him, and he wanted to get the ball away to Tarindu Chanaka, but just couldn't do it. But just spare a thought for Chanaka as well. That was a lovely bit of interplay from him. The hands were brilliant out of that tackle to Dhanush Dan to almost set up that try. So sometimes the man who gives the good pass gets overlooked, and that was Chanaka doing really well there. Udangamu at the back gives it to Roshan Veeraratna. And forward pass from Jamaldeen to Pongi, and you could see it from even where we were sitting. That was quite a few paces forward.
So this is something that he gets carried away. He has a huge man on his right and needs to get those passes correct. But all in all, Arshad Jamaldeen has had a good game so far. A very good game, I would say. And another opportunity for CHNFC to get out of jail. And they've been playing their rugby most of the first half inside their own 50-meter own half, even after the restarts.
Pushing too early, says the referee, and Hamza Hassan trying desperately to make something of it. Spinning his way out of tackles. He's got such good technique in breaking tackles. Very low center of gravity as well. Good hit up there by the number 5, Praveen Charles. And it was not rolling away in the tackle, so Kandy concede a penalty. This is again where teams have to be very, very careful with their discipline. Can see a lot of the foreign referees who have blown most of the matches this season. You can see them being very harsh on those penalties, which our local referees don't really do. So it's good to see, and I think the standard of rugby will improve as a result.
Yeah, it will, and it's nice to see so many referees coming from different parts of the world also, and that something Sri Lankan referees hope they are around them, learning something from them during these. Referees are down for their maximum here for 2 or 3 days, but they can have a chat after the match and see what they do, because I've seen most of the international referees, the work they do after a match, looking at the videos and trying to correct themselves as another line out overthrown, but luckily for CH it comes off, and good scoop up from Shashika Jayawardena. And Kandy is setting it up. Udangamo, it's an offside position. Running back is a CH player, so an opportunity for Kandy.
Yes, that was well created. Good pressure there by Sachika Jayawardena and Sean Vijayasinghe. They've both been harrying the scrum half and the fly half. So Dinesh Lakshan playing his first game. He's a very talented player, Dinesh Lakshan, but fly half is not a position you can just fit into. So he has played fly half in school at St. Joseph's. So he will take a couple of games maybe to fit into that position playing there, because Rimji Jamaldeen's out with an ankle injury. But you can see how experienced the Kandy backs are. They've got a plan. They know he's new and that they can hassle the halfbacks. So that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes, Shanaka. So it's nice to see both backs and the forwards combining. Going back to the referees, Shanaka. After a match, what international referees do? They have to write a report on what they have gone through or what they have seen from their point of view, if the coaches are arguing, and then they discuss. As Kandy take a quick tap given to Sean Vijay Singer, takes it about 5 meters close to the goal line, and a quick pass to Oscar Uma as Kandy going to the fifth try under the post.
Well, that was a good run by Sean Vijaysinger, wasn't it? He took the ball off the quick tap and a real power run from him. Haven't seen that in a while since he's been getting on a bit. He's the elder statesman of this Kandy side, but shows he can still motor and he's still got the power to do it. And he set up that try, but a lovely little pop fast from Roshan Veeraratne. Got the call from Oscar Uma, who ran a close line to the scrum, to the ruck, and the fringe defense just couldn't deal with the big Kenyan powering at them. So that's the fifth try. It's a sixth try, is it? Diluk, for the Kandy Sports Club team, it's a sixth try, and they go 36 and now 38 points to nil, and it's just the first half. This could be a really, really imposing scoreboard for the Kandy team.
A point per minute as they are now, 38 points. It's almost 38 minutes up on the clock as well. And CHNFC, and I'm wondering what Coach Bilal Yusuf will have to say in the half, and he knows what's going through in the club, and they also know. So it's something that where they are looking forward to come good and hopefully play that second round. And
I heard that they had only 1 day's practice before the CRNFC game. And that's no way to be at full strength for any game, let alone a game against CRNFC or against Kandy. So that's something that CH will really need to fix before they get their rugby restarted at this club. Taken again by Gayan Ratnayaka. And Arshad Jamaldeen smashing that one, getting caught in a late tackle, but doesn't matter because he's found good distance. Rajat Sanzoni will do what he can to return the favour. And that's a good kick from the Antonian. Lovely kick, actually, just outside the 22. He's gained 60 meters for his team. And Sanzoni, the Kingswoodian, was finding himself on the bench a lot of the time, but you can see why he should perhaps have started a few games. And Ioane, who was a foreign player that they had moved to the centres a couple of times, even so you wonder whether Coach Bilal Yusuf may have missed a trick there.
yeah, Ioane, I think he was good at fullback against CR, and we discussed this a lot during that match as well, about that last line of defense, and the counter-attacking is what I think Bilal Yusuf has been looking at. But Rajat Sansoni has been a fullback from school, and that's one position he's been playing right throughout, and he has a lot of experience on the local arena, and I would like to see him more as he would start for CHNFC or any other club or team he's been playing in future. As the halftime whistle sounds from referee Just Wong, 38 points to nil here at Maitland Crescent.
We'll be back. to the second half action from the CHNFC versus Kandy game, live from the Maitland Crescent on ThePapare.com. The referees have gone in for their break, and the two teams are more eager to get up with this than the referees are. And honestly, it looks like the referees are doing the most running, because Kandy are probably just barging over the try line at will almost, and CH don't seem to be too interested. So it's a toughest job for the referee today.
Yeah, especially for this guy from Singapore, and he should be used to these conditions, of course.
I think it's the humidity that they really find difficult to deal with, because Singapore, Malaysia are not really as humid, although the heat is there. So a lot of hydration, and the referees don't really get a chance to drink too much water. Taken by Chilanka Samaravira. Ball was not 10, but CH chose to play it. Miuru Heva Wasam gives it to Rajida Sanzoni, who puts it up for Roshan Veeraratna, who is back. Chanaka puts it onto his left boot for Lavanga Pereira to chase. It's nicely into space, and the man back is Praveen Charles, the second row. Where on earth was the wing three-quarter? Or the fullback, really? Rajida Sanzoni, and that's again an aspect where you haven't played a lot of rugby for a while, you haven't played competitively. He should have been making that run towards that corner after he made the kick, Dinuk.
Yeah, that's something is lacking with Sansoni. Maybe match practice will do good for him. These are things that you really see in matches. You put the kick in, then you look at the defensive kick to collect it. Not at practice. Practice, you wait for the kicker, or you look at them. So I thought the CH player kicked it out, but they have got the line out inside their own 22.
They did well there, and defensively they've been doing that well, that driving maul. So managing to alleviate a little bit of the pressure. Sanzoni at first receiver. Lavanga Pereira takes it well, looking into the sun. Thinks about the pass, but puts it under his arm and gets a wonderful run. Dilshan Kalaniogara now picks up the loose ball. Lavanga should probably have held on to that. And penalty given away for offside. Kandy a little bit too eager in trying to charge that ball down.
And they were very lucky, I think, Shanaka. There were no one back sweeping for the Kandy team. And if CH should have put that kick properly and chased it, an opportunity was there, as Danush Dayan did well to stop the kick with his boot, but then couldn't collect it.
Yeah, it was a rubbish kick, wasn't it, as well? I mean, that's not what you expect from Rajda Sanzoni. He's a good kicker, pedigreed kicker. You want him doing a little bit better than that, especially when your team is under the cosh at 38 points to nil. Hamza Hassan will probably go number 2 again. They've been winning that. That's what they do. Ganidhu Lakshan. Chilanka Samaravira helping out his colleague from Isipatana. Good kick there. Taridu Chanaka takes it well. Puts it to his boot. So a bit of aerial ping pong in this half so far. Chilanka is there again. He'll look to run this ball out. And he's isolated. CH have managed to hold on to it. This through Radisha Seniviratna, the captain. And they still got it. Rajida Sanzoni almost seemed to stop there, but managed to find a gap. And CH still have it through Hamza Hassan. Driving the legs and staying on his feet. But Kandy were offside. So a good passage of play there. Probably the first good passage of play with ball in hand we've seen from CH all game.
Yes, Shanaka, and that penalty was coming up for about good 45-50 seconds. That's why Rajita Sansoni stopped for a while to take that penalty, which was advantage at that point. And this is something also that should improve with the Sri Lankan players. They should continue playing till the whistle has been blown. And yes, if it's advantage, you calculate and see whether if it's going to make a difference or not. But at that point, yes, it would have given the opportunity for CH to put this ball, which have done, to the opposition half, and Let's see how they go from here as the line out for CHNFC. Hamza Hassan putting it in. Once again, a crooked throw goes into the hands of Vijay Singha.
Yeah, I don't know why they wanted to go to the back there. They've been winning the number 2 ball. And if you're 38 points to nil down, you want to throw it to the guy you know will get it. So that's something that I think CH have to rethink. That one is kicked out on the full. Once again, that far touchline, Dinuk, you can't really see it from when you're standing. And it's a bit of an elevation in the turf square as well. So it can be a little confusing to judge the touchline for the kickers.
Yes, Shanak, and also Kandy looking, Jamaldeen was looking into the sun. So it's something different. And this is something CH can make use of, the sun behind them. Put some high balls and see to the back three of Kandy how they go on. And test them. As CHNFC this time managed to win the line out and setting it up.
Dinesh Lakshan, very slow ball there to Praveen Charles, who takes it up well. It's a strong run from him, but he might have been held up. And doing some good work there is Asita Ratnayaka, who's gone on for Kandy in place of Sashika Jayawardena.
So another penalty coming up for CHNFC outside the 22 as they drive through from the truck waiting for the ball to come. It comes out now for Dinesh Lakshan, puts the boot in, goes to Tandu Chanaka, so they'll have the advantage. Good thinking from the CHNFC fly half there.
Well, they did have the advantage, Dinuk, so should he have put it through the hands is the question. It was not a very well weighted kick, a little short today. He wanted to kick that one way down the field and forgot to look at who was in front of him. And Koto Pongi charged that one down, kept his cool, waited till the ball bounced over the try line and fell on it gleefully. So that try that CH just scored has been completely cancelled in the next couple of seconds.
Shanaka, the impact of Pongi. First match for him playing with these boys as Jamaldeen puts it over. And he has converted another try for Kandy Sports Club. And the score will move on to 45 points to 5 in favor of Kandy Sports Club. Pongi is a Japanese who joined the club last week. And he's been training with the boys up in Kandy, and nice to see him score. And a bit of celebration too under the posts for the Japanese.
Dimitri Vijayatunga comes onto the field as well in place of Kishore Jahan. Sia captain for a few weeks, in fact, this season. Crossed over to Kandy, the great defection. Giving Ashan DeCosta a chance to captain a good Sia side. And Dimitri finally coming back from injury. Injured after probably 1 or 2 games for the club. Finds himself on the field in a match that he can make an impact on. Veeraratna with the box kick. It's not a great kick, but it comes down. Assistant referee Dean Imal signaling that it's CH's ball. Proper scramble for that. Nobody seemed to want it too much. And let's see whether CH can strike back. That was a bit of a line-out execution from CHNFC. Dinesh Lakshan, you can see he keeps the ball very low the way he kicks it. That's what aided the charge down, but that's a better kick from him. Puts pressure on Lavanga Pereira, who responds well with a lovely kick out of danger. And CHNFC being driven back, so not a good chase there. I thought Tarindu Chanaka and Lavanga Pereira could have been put under a little bit more pressure, but CH not doing enough with the chase at that point, and that's something that Coach Yusuf will not be too happy about, because he prides himself on making sure the chase is good and these players need to commit.
Yeah, Shanak, a lot of the Sri Lankan clubs don't do their kick seem to be no chases at all as Pongi now runs around, has a couple of players, pops it off to Diane on the outside. He hits up on Dilshan Kalniagoda and setting it up for Kandy. And CHNFC have turned it over once again, and behind the ball is Lakshan, who puts in a high kick once again. Tarandu Chanaka, safe hands, steps off 1 and 2 and runs in through his Chanaka, gives it to Dimitri, looking for support. Now has Oscar Uma on the outside. He sets it up for Kandy Sports Club. Roshan Veeratna looking to work it on the short side, and it'll be a penalty and looks like a yellow card for CHNFC.
Yes, it looks like Pabasara Madhav was on the floor there and just smacked the ball out of Roshan Veeratna's hands while he was on the ground. And he's doing a bit of theatrics with a cramp for the referee, trying to win some sympathy, because he might just get a yellow for his efforts. Or maybe the referee will just have a chat. When a team is 45 points to 5 down, it would be a bit of a travesty to send off a player for that offense. Yes, but he doesn't mind the referee, and he does send him away, so doesn't matter what the score is, he does what he's supposed to do. Pabasara Madhava letting his team down with a bit of a rush of blood to the head. And Kandy will have an opportunity deep inside the 22 of CHNFC to hit back and score their second try of the half.
So it'll be Damit's first throw of the match. Coming in replacement for Uchita, and straight into CHNFC it goes, and they have turned it over as Lakshan puts in the kick once again and brings back play just outside the 22 for CHNFC. So once again there, good jump from the CHNFC number 2 jumper, covering the line and then tapping it off to win the line up there for CH.
He's an excellent jumper, Dinuk Ganidu Lakshan. He's not got a lot of weight on him, which is what helps him go up so quickly. Almost stole that one, and has pressured Damit Disanayak, and that's the pressure that a number 2 jumper can build on your hooker, and that's the danger of having a good number 2 jumper for the other team, because he builds the pressure and creates those crooked throws. It was the last line out that led to this crooked throw, so good work from Ganidu Lakshan.
So simply had won some position for CHNFC to clear this ball, but inside their own territory. And a scrum in the 22 for CHNFC. As Mayura Hevavasam, and a good push from Kandy Sports Club. The ball has been turned over as Roshan Veeratna gets it. Cut out pass to Lienage. Lienage trying to step off a couple of players, and he was moving sideways as another penalty is coming up for CHNFC.
Looks like Kodo Pongi rather, who went straight over the ball and fell there. Radhisha Seniratna doing really well to come away from that melee with the ball in hand. But you can see Dimitri Vijayatunga's addition to the scrum, the weight really making a difference there.
So another replacements coming on for Kandy Sports Club. Looks like Salia Kumara warming up on the bench. Just close to the bench as he walks up to the pitch manager. Will be replaced in a short while for Kandy Sports Club. It'll be interesting to see where he will move in.
Yes, a couple of players could come off here for Kandy. It could be Tarindu Chanaka at fullback, or it could be Roshan Veeratna at scrum half. So let's wait and see. Or it could even be Arshad Jamaldin, with Chanaka moving to fly half and Salia going to fullback. So any options available for Johan Taylor? Many options rather. Muru Hevavasam should probably have given that out. He had more time than he realized. And CH now with a rare bit of ball. Praveen Charles, and if they had a foreign player in there, would have made a bit of a difference, but Charles is hardly going to make a lot of ground against guys like Oscar Uma. Well snapped there by Roshan Veeratna. Damit Disanayak with some space to run into. Goes down the former Trinity hooker. Roshan Veeraratne spins, finds space. Lovely long ball from Arshad Jamaldeen. Pradeep Lianage steps inside and Tanidu Chanaka is going to go all the way. No, he gives it off to Dhanush Dayan at the last moment. Lovely handling from the Kandy backline. And Dhanush Dayan scores the try. Lianage gave a great pass out quickly, and it was another lovely long ball from Arshad Jamaldeen to Koto Pongi that created that try, Diruk. So good work from the Kandy backs again.
A beautiful pass from Arshad Jamaldeen. That pass took away about 2 to 3 CH defenders, and then there was about 4-on-2 for Kandy Sports Club to score, and Pradeep Lianage took one and Tanidu Chanaka stepped off one, and nice pop pass to Dhanush Dayan to go off that right post as Arshad Jamaldeen lines this up. Has a good day so far with the boot. And as we can see off screen, the Roshan Veeraratne has been subbed, and it's been Salih Kumar has been brought in for Kandy Sports Club. So more experience coming into that halves combination as Jamaldeen lines this up and slots it through in between. Beautiful kick from Arshad Jamaldeen, extends the lead to 52 points to 5.
Easy does it for Jamaldeen, stroking it through nicely, and more reinforcements in the form of Salih Kumara, and it must be really disheartening for the opposition, Dinuk, when you see Roshan Veeraratne coming off. You think, oh, we got a bit of a break now, but Salih Kumara comes on, so it's really tough, and I wish for Kandy's sake that they had the same riches in their forward pack as they do in their halfback and back line combinations, but unfortunately for them, it's not as rich in the forwards.
Yeah, that will make a complete side for Kandy Sports Club. Salih Kumar, also former CH player, started the season, started playing club rugby at this particular venue. As Lakshan puts in a high kick, up goes Pereira. Pereira taps it off to Sean Vijay Singh, settling it down. First touch on the ball for Salih Kumar. And Dhanush Dayan chasing it. And that's the collision between Hamza Hassan and Dhanush Dayan. The play will be stopped.
Well, Dhanush Dayan only just moved, so that's good to see. But Hassan, with his eyes solely on the ball, so was Dhanush Dayan. And there was nothing in it. Hamza bounces back, is that sort of a player. But I think Dhanush Dayan came off second best in that collision. Dinuk, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing we have to look at, to hope he's safe and fine to continue. And Hamza Hassan will have a word or two to say to him.
Well, he might be short in stature, Dinuk, but he's never short of aggression. He's never short of fight. He's never short of heart, Hamza. And it doesn't matter whether he's going up against a guy who's 6 inches taller than him, as Dhanush Dayan probably is. But he got to that ball first, and he made sure that Dhanush Dayan felt it when he was competing for it. And he's back up quickly, bouncing back like a rubber band. He's just so difficult to stop. And hopefully Dhanush Dayan doesn't have too much of a problem here. I think it might be a bit of a nosebleed for him. He's holding his head down. Dr. Sivali is on hand.
In the meantime, Kandy have replaced him and brought in Oshan Pereira.
Good to see him standing up. He's spitting blood, Dinuk, so he probably won't continue, and he might have a bit of a concussion there. But good to see Hamza Hassan walking up to him and saying, sorry about that, mate, giving a pat on the back. And that's good camaraderie, and that's what we would like to see in this game of rugby, and it's good to see it being displayed here today.
Exactly, and that's very good sportsmanship from Hassan. And it doesn't look like only blood, but it looks like a concussion as well to Dayan, as CH and FC almost ripped that ball off. Is Radhisha Seneviratne from Salih Kumar, as Dimitri picks and goes, setting it up for Kandy Sports Club.
Good tackling there around the fringes. Wasn't the case when Oscar Uma barged over for that try earlier on in this half. Salih Kumara Arshad Jamaldeen wrapped up there. He's had a few good runs, but not that time. Buenega Udangam knocks the ball on. I thought it came off Oscar Uma's backside, back into his hands, but referee saying play on. Salia gives... and you can see that the distribution, Dinuk, as soon as Salia Kumara has come on, the distribution has slowed by a couple of seconds, maybe half a second even actually. And that's going to affect the slickness of this backline, because Jamaldeen is going to have to start standing a little deeper and running, probably not hitting the ball at the same pace.
Yes, Shanaka, this was a problem Kandy had when Roshan Veeratna was injured. Many wanted Nigel to play at scrum half in place of Salia Kumara because of the speed that Salia has. Obviously, with the age, has gone down in speed, not that quick as he was in school and in the early parts of his career. He would be a good fly half or a fullback, but not a good scrum half because of the speed. He might be good in technique as CHNFC puts it in. Hassan falling off, Sansoni, or rather it's Lakshan putting in the kick behind. Oshan Pereira chasing it. Nice work from Tarandu Chanaka. Now Oshan Pereira with the ball on the outside. Gives it to Salia Kumara. Kumara steps and puts the ball inside to Asita Ratnayak, and off comes Oscar Uma in support. Pops it off to Dimitri, and he knocks it off as there was no one in front of him except for the try line. And he knocks it off is Dimitri, and so a good passage of play for Kandy Sports Club. And good.
As we were talking about him, Dinuk, in terms of distribution, he hit a lovely angle there, Salia Kumara, to open that defensive line up for CHNFC. So that's what he brings to the party too.
Exactly. I was about to say that, and Salia is someone who has a lot of skills, but when you take about 10 rucks at a stretch, I don't think he'll have that pace to distribute the ball at the same speed he used to be. As a pressure scrum for CH once again, and Kandy look like they have turned over this.
Well, the CH scrum has been under pressure all afternoon, and Kandy clearly having the better front row forwards, the better front five in fact. And that ball from Jamaldeen just a little bit overcooked. You can see what he was trying to do, that cross kick for Pradeep Lianage to run onto. But just overcooked it. I think he changed his mind at the last moment, Dinuk, which is why the execution was not great.
Yeah, because Lavanga was screaming from the far side, and he had to make that kick. And quick advice from Salia there to Arshad Jamaldeen. This is something that he would love to play. A lot of experienced players around him. Khoto Pongi, Pradeep Lianage in the center, Salia Kumara now joining a scrum half, Roshan Veeratna before that. And these players have tons of experience playing for Sri Lanka and for Kandy Sports Club. And to play your first match around them is a privilege you have, as Jamaldeen now gives it to Khoto Pongi.
It's well stolen at the front by Kandy SC. You haven't seen them do that too much, but it's good to know that they can. Damit Disanayaka rumbling this one forward. A good leg drive from the hooker. Picked up, and Oscar Uma in close quarters, and he's over for the try. And when he sees it at that angle or from that distance, Dinuk, there's really no stopping Oscar Uma, the big Kenyan star who played for the Jaffna Challengers, played alongside Salia Kumara for those Jaffna Challengers when they won the tournament, the Carlton tournament. And obviously they've stayed friends, because he's come and scored 2 excellent tries here. Very good basic, not flashy tries, but good tries.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He also has a try against the All Black Sevens in the 7th circuit. And Oscar Uma is a star for Kenya, and they'll be missing him big time, but Kandy Sports Club are benefiting from that, as Arshad Jamaldeen makes no mistake once again. Easy kick for him, this time in front of the post.
And that takes CHNFC down to a 50-point margin actually, and the score above 50 points as well. So it's 59 points, is it? Yes, 59 points. to Kandy, and it looks like they'll run up 70 or 80 if they keep playing like this. Dinuk, it's still quite a way to go in this second half.
Yeah, Shanaka, 74 points is what they scored against Air Force in that first game, season opener down in Ratmalana. So they'll try to overtake that. As CH very slow to the 50-meter mark for the restart.
You can't blame them. Dinuk, they're not playing with foreign players. They've taken a hammering, almost 60 points they've conceded, and why would you want to rush the kick? And Dinesh Lakshan puts that one up and taken again beautifully by Gayan Ratnayaka. Changed their scrum off as well. Miru Hevavasam has come off, and Rohan Samuel goes on, I think. Yes, it is Rohan Samuel. Salia Kumara with a lovely box kick. That's a great weighted kick. Sansoni takes it beautifully. Manages to get away from the chasing Oshan Pereira, but Koto Pongi decimates him. Completely destroys a little lad and almost has an apologetic smile when he gets up. Dimitri Vijayatunga doesn't want to be left out of the action. Takes it quickly. Tamit Disanaik with another good run, but unfortunately conceding the ball as Kandy SC give away a penalty in attack. Hamza Hassan takes it quickly. Now he's got some space. Runs around Buaneka Udangamu, and Oscar Uma try to hold him up. That's a battle he's not going to win, I don't think. And the referee will probably give the ball, as he does now, to Kandy for being held up in the maul. Hamza still fighting Dinuk, and that's good to see. I mean, he's going to try and score somehow. Try and take his team over the line, and that's a really great attitude. And unfortunately, the team's resources and the management and the infrastructure at CHNFC can't match his desire. That's unfortunate. But hopefully, CHNFC will continue to be a force in local rugby, because they're the oldest club playing rugby here in Sri Lanka. And that's over 100 years, because CRNFC and Havelocks came after them, and Havelocks are celebrating their centenary this year. So CHNFC are the oldest club, the Gymkhana club. And it's sad to see them in this particular state at this moment.
Yes, Kandy Sports Club get the ball on to Tarindu Chanak on the outside as one to beat. And cuts off in is Lavanga Pereira.
Tarindu Chanaka should probably have straightened that line a little earlier. Now Kandy still retain the ball. It's a third phase of play. Salia Kumara. That's a good bit of work by Kokila Hiran, who wrapped up Arshad Jamaldin in position. Koto Pongi gives it to Oscar Uma, the two foreigners combining. Uma gives a pass out from the back of his hand to Arshad Jamaldin.
Bunaka Udangamu takes it into contact and setting it up for Kandy Sports Club there. And Salia Kumara now gives it to Dimitri. Inside pass to Pongi. He won't be stopped from there. And a quickly taken off the rocks there, and that's Hiranta
Gayan Ratnayaka actually that scored that try, Dinuk.
So good try for Kandy Sports Club. There are a couple of good passes running on the outside was and Oscar Uma and Koto Pongi combining there. And another try for Kandy Sports Club as Oscar Uma has been replaced by Quintin Crocker.
Yeah, he did well today. He's played a lot of his work in defense and creating turnovers, putting pressure on at the breakdown. And he scored a couple of tries today as well. Not a flashy player, but does the job. I remember him in the game against Kandy and Navy also. What he did was he marked Stefano Takao out of the game. So he does his job, and that really is a coach's dream. It's good to see a player who's so reliable.
Yeah, Shanaka, basically Kandy won that game because of that defensive effort up in Valisara, as Jamaldin has another beautiful kick, puts in between the posts.
Has he missed just the two kicks? One off the post and one that he missed, Dinuk. So it's been an interesting afternoon's work for him. And Quinton Crocker, who we haven't seen since the start of the season, Coach Johan Taylor understandably preferring to keep him on the bench because he's a little slow in the sense that he doesn't really galvanize that back line. Arshad Jamaldin and Tariq Chanaka better options, but at number 12, which is probably where he will play, will be interesting to see how he goes. But he came on for Oscar Ouma, so where will he slot is the question we need to ask. Probably have Koto Pongi moving to number 8, and we'll see that in the next set play, and Quinton Crocker going to the outside center position.
It looks like as of now, the way they are standing in the restart, that Quinton Crocker will play at center and Koto Pongi at number 8. Kandy Sports Club once again get the restart correct. Udangamu at the back looking for the ball, and it's been safely held there by the Kandy forwards as Salia Kumara now puts the boot. And Hamza Hassan once again, this time Oshan Pereira not competing in that high ball, letting Hamza Hassan to do the catching, but it's in touch and in full for from Salia Kumara. So another mistake for the Kandy Sports Club team. The line out will come back, and this another opportunity, Shanaka, for for CH to make something out of this.
Yes, they really must. And they need to win the line out first. Vasula Vimalavira has gone in for Ganidu Lakshan, who's at the number 2 position, the former Isipatana flanker. Very quick around the park, very fast, Vasula. So they'll look to use him if they can get some broken play going. That's him, but just overthrown. And now counter-attack ball from Crocker. Here he goes, Quinton Crocker, desperate to show his wares. Salia Kumara, good ball out to Koto Pongi, who unselfishly passes on. And now Gayan Ratnayaka looks to go. Didn't really have many options, so went to ground. And fighting for that one is Asita Ratnayaka, who gets bundled into touch. So once again, a line-out miss for CH. And you got to be able to win your scrums at lineouts. We can't emphasize this enough. We said this against CRNFC as well, but it doesn't look like things have gone well for them in the set piece.
Yes, Shanaka, and just see how much meters they have lost due to that lineout, and almost back on the Kandy 22. Though they have their ball with them, but it's not something that they would like to do. As Damit Disanaka snaps this up once again, setting it up for Kandy Sports Club, and fighting in that ruck is Hamza Hassan once again, standing tall as Sean Vijay Singh drops the ball in contact, and referee playing advantage. Radish this time with the ball for CHNFC, pushed back, and it'll be a scrum for CH that referee Just Wong will come back to.
Looks like both teams have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. We're seeing a substitution for CH with Chanaka Bandara, for Kandy rather, with Chanaka Bandara coming on and Sean Vijay Singh being replaced. So he's had a good game, started off in the second row, moved to number 8 for a few of the attacking scrums, and a lot of his experience helping out. The captain of Kandy Sports Club, being with them, such a faithful servant for so long. And Koto Pongi goes to the back now. Good break from Hamza Hassan. This is what I meant about his number 8 break. So explosive, always beats the flanker. Musin Falil gets his hand on the ball for one of the first times in this game. And now they've got some space. Finally, CH break the first line of defense, but kick it away. Pabusar Ramada over there, not backing himself. Here's a replacement wing 3/4 for CHNFC. Oshan Pereira. Bueneka Udangamua. Koto Pongi, they've got to go low on him, and they do so well. Radisha Seneviratna, probably one of the best defenders in the league, Dinuk. He's done so well against men who are twice, thrice his size. And I think if there was a best defensive player award that goes to a players in this league, then it definitely will be him.
Yes, Shanak, agree. And the work rate he has had for CHNFC, leading the team. Every ruck he has been there making turnovers. And he's improved a lot since playing for Vidyartha. and then for Air Force, and at CR. At CR, he became a totally different player. He was playing at scrum half and also at flanker, then moving to CH as the captain. And I think he has done a very good job this season. And I would agree with you, if there was an award, it should go to Radisha for the best defensive player this season.
Shanaka Bandar, another big man, so they haven't lost any size in losing Sean Vijay Singh. Started the season but has lost his place in the second row. And now Quinton Crocker looks to accelerate. Oshan Pereira coming through, but reading it well was the CH defense. Now Salio Kumar at pace. Gives it to Lavanga Pereira, takes the ball well. It was a little behind him. And CH come away with it, slipping on the turf. The referee says the ball was knocked forward, so that's a shame for CH, who did well to stop that attack. And they concede a scrum in their 22.
So another opportunity for Kandy Sports Club. And it looks like they can steal the game off another try. Not more time on the clock. As Udangamu started playing at centre for Dharmaraja College, now played number 8 for Kandy, and he's been moved to flank. So it's been an interesting change from what we saw him initially for Dharmaraja. So a lot of changes.
Well, I don't disagree with the thinking of it. I just don't know whether he's ready. But it's in games like this that you need to try him out, of course. But I'm not sure that Bhuvanek Udangamu is ready to be a starting number 8 for Kandy. Certainly not this season. Maybe if he works on his skills off season, he might be. But I don't think he has the skills to cut it at an outside centre position at international level or even at club level. Because at Dharmaraja he was very much a battering ram. He was a guy who bulldozed over much smaller players, and that's not going to be possible for him as Quinton Crocker goes for Kandy. Doesn't find the space. Good tackle on him. Salya Kumara takes the first defender and gives it to Arshad Jamaldeen.
So Jamaldeen scores, and a much deserved try for him after converting so much points, so much tries for Kandy. And he scores on the right corner. And just Wong just signaling there that would be the end of the match with after the conversion, of course. So Kandy have scored another 70-point game after that Air Force match in the season opener. And another thing, Shanaka, in that match and now is difference of Quinton Crocker. He was brilliant in that first match against Air Force. From there on, he has faded a little bit. And here also he's trying to show something, show some skills of his whenever he gets the opportunity. As Arshad Jamaldeen lines this up of the far post. And can he curve it in? No, he won't. And he completes a fantastic day with a missed kick as Arshad Jamaldeen. The match finishes 71 points to 5 in favor of Kandy.
And that's the story of the game, isn't it? Is that match up till 79 minutes, and then he waits for his worst kick of the game for it to be the last one. But that doesn't take away from a stellar performance. If we were awarding a man of the match, it'll definitely have to go to Jamaldeen, who has pulled the strings here in terms of kicking out of hand and distribution of the ball to some devastating back play by Kandy. But CHNFC were never in it, especially without their foreign players who have gone back home. They were never going to be able to compete against this very good Kandy side. And one thing Kandy have to do is maintain this form against their bigger teams.
Yeah, they have to work on their defense, and also look at the opposition defensive plans when they meet the big teams like Navy, CRNFC, and Havelocks. who will be meeting them most probably up in Kandy, except for the CR match. So they have a lot of home matches coming up in the second round, about 6 matches, 5 or 6 matches in the second round up in Nitavala, which will be a huge advantage for them to go forward in the league.
Yes, it will. So let's wait and see. With this bonus point win, they move to the top of the table as of now, Dinuk, because Navy don't have a match this weekend, so they will go into the second round, so to speak, with a 1 point advantage over the Navy team. So a good performance from Kandy, a fighting performance from CH, but they just didn't have the skills, the resources, or the talent to get much further in this game. At least they scored a try, which they will be happy about. So it finishes 71 points to 5 in favor of the title favorites. Now I would have to think Kandy Sploska. From Dinuk Bhaskar and myself for ThePapare.com, thanks very much for joining us. Have a great new year, and we'll see you in the next round of games.